Hey guys, Rory Reid here for Combu. Today I'm up in Newcastle, Gateshead specifically. Newcastle's just across the Tyne River over there for the launch of the brand new Smart ForFour and ForFour. The ForFour being the 2-door version and the ForFour being the new 4-door version. Design-wise, the cars are a big improvement on the previous generation, I think. Certainly look more aggressive, definitely from the front, and a little bit more contemporary from the rear. So let's just have a quick look at the 4.4. This is the 4.4 right here, and again you can see the front grille looks a bit more menacing. It seems to be screaming, "Get out of my damn way," to anyone who'll dare get in its path. So let's open up the rear doors. The doors open incredibly wide, not a massive amount of space in terms of rear legroom. Let's take a look at the boot. That's actually a very decent size. You can probably get at least one large suitcase in there, maybe a couple of rucksacks as well. So those dirty weekends away in France might be a definite possibility. Let's take a look inside. So like the previous generation Smarts, it's all about funkiness and colour. So on top of the dashboard, there are these weird looking vents. There's your speedo with a little TFT. I think that's a 3.5-inch TFT. And up here, you've got a stalk, which has your rev counter. Why you'd want to turn that around is beyond me, but it's what Smart do. That's how they roll. Plus the vents, these rotate left and right, and they spin around as well. Elsewhere, we can look and see we've got this kind of floating tablet-style display here. It's your sat nav, obviously. Turn that down, and that's a multi-touch touchscreen. Certainly looks quite funky. You see, it kind of has that floating effect, which some of the bigger Mercedes cars and BMWs as well seem to have nowadays. It's got some hard buttons down here for controlling the climate control, cup holders for your water or your coffee, and a new 5-speed manual gearbox. Now, the old car came with a pretty rubbish automatic. It was actually a manual robotized box, but automatic, and it was pretty dire. So really nice to see that there's a manual 5-speed box in here. That should make the car a lot more responsive. I'll find out in a minute when I actually turn it on. Some nice little colour splashes on the door. Not a huge amount of space in the door pins. Really shallow, look at that. Quite interesting design touches here. It looks like almost 3D printed design. But whatever it is, it feels pretty cheap and not particularly nice. But it does look cool, so I'll give them that. Glossy piano white finish up on the dashboard. What's down here? Look at that. That's pretty cool. Some extra storage. Yeah, you can keep your spare change in there, condoms, whatever you want, whatever you kids are into. And then the glove box is very, very small. Probably get some gloves in there. Now, because this is a 4-door car, and if you're considering this model, you probably want to know what the space is like in the back. Let me show you. I've adjusted the seat for myself. That's the maximum amount of distance I can go forward without wanting to kill myself. So let me jump in the back and see if there's room for another me. That's what it looks like when the seat is slid forward and adjusted for someone who's 5'11". In I get. I've got about 1.5 inches to play with on my knees, so I can definitely get in. And in terms of headroom, well, it's not fantastic. My head is definitely touching 5'11", maybe a bit too much. Maybe the taller people sit in front, and anyone, you know, below 5'11" can sit in the back. In terms of rear amenities, we've got some room for a wallet, cup holder, another cup holder there, and this whole thing slides shut, plus another cup holder right there. So it's actually reasonably practical. This thing clips right out. I don't know why. I don't know what that is, but you got some rear headrest right here, and the all-important ISOFIX fittings are back here. So if you've got, can you see that? So if you've got kids, you can attach your car seat right there for extra safety. Let's talk about engines real quick. There are 2 engines. There's a 1 litre and there's an 898cc turbocharged engine, and this is the smaller engine, the 898cc. This smaller engine actually has more power because of the turbocharger. I think it does 0 to 60 in about 10.4 seconds. If you value speed, then the smaller engine is the one to get, bizarrely enough. The price of this particular car, which comes with all the goodies, is £910, but that's not bad though. It's a small city car, 4 seats, quite a big boot, decent equipment list, you know, 15-inch alloy wheels, heated seats. Okay, I've been told it's time to go. Fired it up and we are rolling out. I'll show you what's going on. Single file with the hazards on. Heading out into Newcastle. We're gonna do some city driving first, then some motorway stuff, then some B roads. I'm not gonna show you all of that because that would be incredibly dangerous. But yeah, stay tuned. We're gonna come back and I'll tell you what it was like once I get somewhere safe to stop to give you my impressions. I'm back. Okay, cool. So I've just driven the car probably about 50 miles or so right now, and I am parked up. I'm sat in the boot. Check it out. Ooh, there you go. And right now I don't know where I am, but it's very icy. I'm sliding around, and it's beautiful. Pretty nice to drive. Pretty nice to drive, I must say. Nothing wrong with it. I can't really fault it. Most of the drive up here was on the motorway, and you know, I was doing 70 miles an hour. There's a tiny bit of wind noise, whistling as you drive, but nothing that really is too intrusive. You can have a real conversation with people if you're sat next to them in the car. You don't have to shout either, and it's pretty quiet and composed. Suspension's pretty good, soaks up all the bumps. Speed bumps, feel like you're climbing over a mountain in it, but generally speaking, it's a nice car. Even overtaking on the motorway is absolutely fine. To get to 80 miles an hour, you can actually downshift into third and get to 80 from 70 in about 3.5 seconds, which is pretty decent. You know, it's got enough grunt, and this is like less than a litre. It's just turbocharged 900cc. The steering wheel, incidentally, kind of reminded me of an F1 style steering wheel, where you got these buttons all around it for your speed limiter and cruise control, and your cruise set, etc. Plastic, but it looks like metal. It looks quite high grade. So yeah, nice. On the whole, the Smart ForFour is a pretty good car to drive. On these roads, headed up towards these hills or mountains or whatever, things got quite twisty, and even then I felt enough confidence to chuck the thing around and had a bit of fun, overtaking a few people, you know, getting some enjoyment from the drive. So yeah, reasonably good. I like it.